Alright guys, just want to show you what I just got done doing a few minutes ago. Today I officially split my top bar hives. Now I don't know if they were 100% ready for it, but you know, I've already had to upgrade from a 3-foot box to a 4-foot box, and when I did that they kept on building, and they had I believe 22 bars of pulled brood comb. So I figured it's still pretty early in the summer. The drought hasn't set in yet, hopefully it won't, but there's still plenty of forage around, so I figured I'd give it a shot. So just explain to you what I did, based on the recommendations of a few good friends on the Beesource Forums. I can't remember who recommended the method that I used, but I'll give them credit in the comments below. Anyway, what I did was, this is the 4-foot box. I had everything in the 4-foot box. And so I decided I want to split back into the 3-foot box, because nobody likes to have, you know, empty inventory sitting around. So I took just a few frames of brood, worker bees, and the queen, and moved them over into the 3-foot box. To do this, first I took the 4-foot box, which was sitting over there with the 3-foot box. I was always keeping my one hive against the fence. Took the 4-foot box and I moved it back over here about 10 feet away into the middle of the yard. And then I put the 3-foot box in its place. Now what that did was that takes all the foragers that were in the 4-foot hive, almost all of them, have now gone to the 3-foot hive. Then I took, I can't remember exactly, 4 or 5 combs of mixed brood, pollen, honey, you name it, with the queen, and I put it in the 3-foot box, and then I gave them several bars of just open bars to fill in with. So what that'll do is having the queen and having all the foragers should help the 3-foot hive to build up really quick. They're going to have all the incoming material they can use, and I actually took worker bees, 2 frames worth of worker bees out of the 4-foot and moved them over as well. So they should have plenty of worker bees in there. So they should really build up and pull really quick. That's my hope. In the meantime, the 4-footer is going to be queenless. Going through the hive, I made sure that the 4-footer had plenty of eggs and brood and larvae of all stages, so they've got more than enough to bull a queen from. But the key is that whilst they're queenless, they're not going to have foragers bringing in loads of pollen and honey and just loading up all of the cells with stores. You know, a lot of people have that problem where they get honey bound, or they get issues where they just feel like, you know, their hive is overrun with stores and they don't have anywhere for the queen to lay. So what this will do is this leaves plenty of open brood and spaces, not open brood, plenty of open comb, to where they'll be able to raise a queen, and then once she's hatched out, she'll have plenty of places to lay, because they're going to have a lot of open comb that hopefully won't be chock full of stores, because they won't have as many workers. Now I'm not worried about them being short of workers. They've got more than enough food in there to live off of, and I know there's already some hatching brood in there, and there's a lot of capped brood in there, so very shortly they'll hatch a lot of workers. And what workers are in there right now, once they run out of brood to take care of in that, you know, month or so that they don't have a queen, when they don't have any brood to work for, they will graduate and become foragers. So I expect that in the next week or two I'll see plenty of foragers coming from this queenless hive, and in the meantime I'll check back to see if I can find queen cells and queen cups. I hope I'll be seeing plenty of those in about a week. And this hive over here has all the foragers. They'll just be bringing in stores and building comb at a very rapid pace. That's my goal. So I'll try to keep you guys updated, let you know how it's going. But right now my hope is that in a month I will have 2 solid, steady hives. I also cut out a chunk of comb today. Well, I suppose I can show it to you. Bear with me a minute. Let me walk over. I cut out a chunk of solid honeycomb, and the reason I took it was, it wasn't fully capped, but I took it because they had it bulging really bad. It was about twice as wide as the bar, and it was a mess, and rather than try to correct them and fix them, I just figured I'd take it. It's about half capped. I've got it in the freezer now in case there's any eggs, but there it is. Beautiful. You can see the spot right there. That is before they dedicated it to honeycomb. They hatched out one little patch of brood right there, so there's a little dark spot. But other than that, it is all that capped on this side. It's not real capped on the other side. But I've got it in the freezer now, just in case there are any issues in any wax moths or anything like that. I'm going to let it freeze overnight, and then tomorrow I'll thaw it out, and I'm going to cut it up and put it into individual jars with some liquid. I'm going to take all the capped stuff, cut chunks of capped, and throw it in a little jar, like an 8-ounce jar, and then I'll mash all the stuff that's open. And I'm going to take it to my friends at work and give some to my neighbors, and, you know, establish that goodwill on the beekeepers. So hope you all enjoyed it. Hope you all learned something from it, and I'll update probably with the comments below. I'll just make updates as the weeks go by as far as how things are going, if I don't make a video of it. But for now, everything's calmed down, everything looks good, and hopefully I've got 2 healthy hives. See ya.